Hello viewers, this is Atlantica. Welcome back to my playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. Here on Hollow Bastion, things are coming to a head. So, what better things to do than do a side quest? Since Sora's drive gauge is now at 5, we can resume events here in Atlantica. Ariel's secret love has intensified. The musical number is ready, but Sora and his friends can't sing it yet. See Sebastian when your drive gauge is at 5. And it is. Back in Atlantica. Hey, Flounder. Lately, Ariel just stares at the statue and sighs. I wish there was some way we could make her smile. I hope so too. The surface is so near, yet so far. Oh, if only I could convince Daddy how wonderful humans are. I've grown used to my shape. I don't know about Donald, though. It looks like his legs will get all tangled up. Tangled! The least we can do is cheer for Ariel during the musical. Maybe that will cheer her up. Ariel's been acting particularly strange lately. She often looks sadly up to the surface, almost as if... No, it couldn't be. Oh, yes it could, sir. It very well could. Now then, let's talk with Sebastian. Excellent! Now we'll be able to perform the musical with ease. Begin rehearsal? Yes, let's do it. Chapter 3, Under the Sea. A musical challenge. Aim for a high score by lifting Ariel's mood. Press square when the gauge shows Ariel to score points and lift Ariel's mood. Be sure not to press square when the gauge shows Sebastian. We need to boost the Ariel gauge on the right.
Seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake.
Oops.
You dream about going up here, but that is a big mistake. Just look at the world around you, right here on the ocean floor. Such wonderful things surround you. What more is you looking for?
Better.
Under the sea. Under the sea.
Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me.
Up on the shore they work all day. Out in the sun they slave away. While we devoted full time to floating under the sea. Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Since life is sweet here, we got to beat it naturally.
Even the sturgeon and the ray,
They get the urge and start to play.
We got the spirit, you got to hear it under the sea.
under the sea,
Under the sea.
under the sea.
Under the sea. Where the sardine begins to begin. It's music to me.
What do they got? A lot of sand. We got a hot crustacean man.
Each little clam here know how to jam here.
Under the sea.
Each little slug here cutting a rug here under the sea.
Each little snail here know how to whale here.
That's why it's hotter
Under the water.
Yeah, we in luck here, down in the muck here.
under the sea.
Well, that came out all right. Despite some flubs.
So, what do you think, Ariel?
Oh, I think it's a great song, Sebastian. It's not what I want to sing. I want to sing about how our two worlds can live in harmony, land and sea together.
The Sea King would make chowder out of me if you sang a song like that.
If you won't listen, then I'm not going to sing at all.
Ooh.
Ariel!
How do I get myself into these situations? Oh, man. Not only has that girl fallen in love at the worst possible time, but with a human!
Ariel's in love with a human?
Oh, me and my big mouth!
Oh. You've done it now, Sebastian. Oh. And there he is. Is that him? Uh-huh. Let's say something. No, don't. He's a human and I'm a mermaid. I don't know what he'd think. Oh, he dropped something. What's that? Oh, it must be his. But we can't reach it. Rats. You need Magnera magic to retrieve the lost item. Really, game? That's how you're going to play it, eh? Ariel's in love with a human prince. She's found something of his, but she can't reach it. See Ariel when you have Magnera. Let's go back to the Undersea Courtyard and redo Under the Sea. Go for the high score by lifting Ariel's mood. Maybe I can do a little better this time.
The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake.
You dream about going up there, but that is a big mistake. Just look at the world around you, right here on the ocean floor. Such wonderful things surround you. What more is you looking for? Under the sea, under the sea.
Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me.
Up on the shore they work all day, out in the sun they slave away, while we devoted full time to floating under the sea. Under the sea,
Under the sea,
under the sea.
under the sea.
Since life is sweet here, we got to beat it naturally.
Even the sturgeon and the ray,
They get the urge and start to play.
We got the spirit, you got to hear it under the sea.
under the sea,
Under the sea,
under the sea.
under the sea. Where the sardine begins to begin its music to me.
What water sand. We got a hot crustacean man.
Each little clam here know how to jam here.
Under the sea.
Each little slug here cutting a rug here under the sea.
Each little snail here know how to whale here.
That's why it's hotter
Under the water.
Yeah, we in luck here down in the muck here.
under the sea.
A little better. That should do it. Well, let's review journal entries. For here and for Space Paranoids. Ariel's in love with a human prince. She's found something of his, but she can't reach it. We'll have to come back to see her when we have Magnera. And we've done Under the Sea again. Story. Yep, Ariel was in love with a human prince. Space Paranoids. With a special connection to Tron, the party returns to the outside world. Let's check the story first. When we fiddled with Ansem's computer, the MCP sucked us into the computer system. Caught by Commander Sark, we were sent to a pit cell where we met Tron, a security program. With Tron's help, we broke out of the cell and headed for the energy core in the canyon. We needed it to restore power to the terminal leading back to the outside world. With everything for our return journey in order, Tron asked us a favor. To gain access to the data space known as the GTD, we needed to find Tron's user and ask him the password, and the user, none other than Ansem. Back in the outside world, we used scribbles on a blueprint, Door to Darkness, and the King's Own hints to figure out the password, the names of the 7 princesses that were used to open that very door. Tron tried the password right away, unlocking the data space, but the MCP sent a hostile program, putting the town itself in danger. We hurried to the I.O. tower, but the program remained undisrupted. By destroying the hostile program, we were able to save the town. After the battle, Tron told us more about Ansem. Both Tron and the MCP were improved by Ansem, but why would the same person restore to opposing programs? The mysteries remained, but we figured we'd find the answer eventually. Having gained a special connection to Tron, we returned to the outside world. Album. Meeting Tron. Sora and friends met Tron inside a computer program. Playing the game. Commander Sark forces Sora and friends onto the game grid. Hostile program. The MCP extracts a program from the data space that will destroy the town. Tron's user. Ansem the Wise produced Tron and the MCP. And we learned a bit later that Ansem the Wise is not the Ansem that we defeated in the original Kingdom Hearts. Now in Space Paranoids, we have to try the light cycle again. That is something for another day. Over in Hollow Bastion, the Great Maw of the Valley is buried in the enemy horde. Work together and bring the battle to an end. Battle your way into the Great Maw. Let's check out the story up to that point. The Heartless and Nobodies in Hollow Bastion continue to grow in number. Upon returning to Merlin's house, we learned of a computer Ansem used in his research. What's more, we found out the king was with Leon. But when we got to Ansem's study, There was no king and no computer. The door to the computer room was concealed by a hidden switch. Hardly computer savvy, Sora and Donald pounded on the computer's keys until a strange device activated and sucked us all into a strange world. The world we found ourselves in was the computer system itself. With the help of a security program named Tron, we got back to the outside world and began looking for the password to a data space inside the computer. Inside that data space was all of Ansem's research data. Back in the outside world, we used scribbles on a blueprint, Door to Darkness, and the King's Own hits to figure out the password, the names of the 7 princesses that were used to open that very door. We headed back into the computer world to keep our promise to Tron. We unlocked the data space and returned to Hollow Bastion. Now we could get to the data inside the DTD. But nearly all the data was corrupted, and no entries on Riku or Kairi were to be found. While poking around, we dug up someone's portrait. The king said it was Ansem, but he wasn't the Ansem we knew. The Ansem we knew was just the heartless of someone who was pretending to be Ansem, and the nobody of that same guy was the leader of Organization 13. Phew! The king said he was searching for the real Ansem, who would know who the fake Ansem was. With all that said, the room lurched with a loud noise. Outside, the heartless and nobodies were swarming into the town. Leon and our other friends confronted the enemy horde. Everyone charged fearlessly into the sea of foes, pouring from the valley's great maw. And there is a mission over in Hollow Bastion, to enter the Cavern of Remembrance. That won't be for a while yet. The enemies there are pretty dangerous. We have a new limit. Stitch's Ohana limit. The attack flow is shoot ukulele to blast. The camera movement is the key to this attack. Use shoot to attack an enemy in sight, and use ukulele to attack all. Sora cannot move freely during this limit, so concentrate on the commands and camera. That will also be useful for getting points during some of the cups. Character files. Let's go with Other, Stitch. From Lilo and Stitch in 2002. A strange visitor from a distant planet. Stitch is very strong for his small size and prone to mischief. He's always ready to help his friend Sora whenever Sora needs him. Here's the little guy. Interesting little bugger. Hollow Bastion. We now have Cloud. From Final Fantasy VII. A soldier who effortlessly wields a hefty sword. He once fought against Sora and his friends while under contract with Hades. Cloud hates letting other people see what he's thinking, so he can be an enigma to other people. He searches for Sephiroth, hoping to settle things once and for all with his inner darkness. Here is Cloud in his current getup. How's it going, Cloud? We also have Tifa, a young woman in search of a certain someone. Unflinching, unrelenting, Tifa has looked far and wide. Her journey won't be over until she finds the person she seeks. I believe that person is Cloud. Just a hunch. Sephiroth, an unsurpassed swordsman who was once revered as a hero. For a long time, Sephiroth's whereabouts were unknown, and no one can say for sure why he has returned. He seems to have some connection to Cloud's past. And he has that freakishly long katana still. And now we have Yuna, from Final Fantasy X-2, one of a teeny-bopping trio of friendly neighborhood something or others. They were looking for Leon, but why? This is Yuna from Final Fantasy X-2. And Riku, one of a teeny-bopping trio of friendly neighborhood something or others. It looks like these three have been hired by someone for some kind of mission. But what? Yes, just what was it? And Pain, one of a teeny-bopping trio of friendly something or others. They claim to come in peace, but really, what are they? Why are they so small, and why are they floating? Oh well. Now we have character files for Space Paranoids, beginning with Sora, a boy who carries the Keyblade, opening the world gates in search of Riku. Tinkering with Ansem's computer triggered some kind of unique device that warped Sora inside the computer program. Yes, very interesting. Donald Duck, the royal court magician. He left Disney Castle on a quest to find King Mickey. Donald tried to find Ansem's computer to find the king, but his impatient banging caused the MCP to transport the three friends into the world inside the computer system. Yes, they were not helped at all by Stitch either. Goofy, captain of the Royal Knights. He left Disney Castle on a quest to find King Mickey. Donald tried to use Ansem's computer to find the king, but his impatient banging caused the MCP to transport the three friends into the world inside the computer system. Yes, these poor guys didn't seem to be terribly computer literate. Banging on the keyboard doesn't do much. Tron, from Tron in 1982, a security program created by a computer user to watch the MCP. Tron is very dedicated, and he'll do just about anything for his user. Tron again, a security program that was improved and upgraded by Ansem the Wise. He's the fellow who also reprogrammed the MCP. Tron is dedicated to making sure the system functions correctly, but the MCP wants to take control away from the users. Only Ansem knows why these two programs behave so differently. Commander Sark, a powerful program who doesn't serve any user, just the MCP. Commander Sark is pretty harsh to any program that tries to resist his master's power. Yes, he certainly is pitiless. Ah, the MCP, the Master Control Program. He rules the system as the Chief Control Program. Instead of working for the users, the MCP is planning to take over the system for himself. By refusing to follow the user's orders and trying to enact his evil plan, he's causing chaos among the other programs. That he is. Hostile Program, an executable called from the DTD dataspace to destroy the town. Definitely a destructive-looking thing. Glad we did not allow that one to get unleashed. Now for the Heartless. Crimson Jazz, It chases its target with determination while scattering mines, so be wary when fighting this creature. When HP gets low, it places a large mine. Avoid it before it explodes. It easily resists magic, so don't be shy about using the Keyblade. It is fairly vulnerable to blizzard. Appropriately enough, the Bookmaster, a great mage who can handle all 3 types of elemental magic. It bears a striking resemblance to Red Nocturne, Blue Rhapsody, and Yellow Opera when changing stance for the use of each type of magic. It is immune to all magic, and should be defeated immediately. But it can be rounded up with Magnet. The Morning Star. When its HP gets low, it unleashes its Press Attack. Use Bump and Meteor Strike for a counter-attack combo. Meteor Spike can be done in succession, so make sure to grab surrounding enemies as well. Definitely a sizable Heartless. The Strafer. It moves in a clockwise motion around its target, so keep that in mind when attacking. Make sure to close in, as it attacks faraway targets with laser. Definitely looks appropriate for space paranoids. The Devastator. It can fly around or transform into a tank. In the air, it follows its target around, so keep a fair distance. The tank attacks from afar, so close in while dodging the cannons. Watch out for electric attack unleashed during its transformation. Definitely a dangerous Heartless. Armored Knight. It charges its target in a group. Use the reaction command Rising Sun when it jumps into the sky, as it is about to unleash a tackling attack. Use Rising Sun in succession for various combos. That will be very useful in an upcoming event. The Surveillance Robot. Use the reaction command Snag, then Sparkle Ray to attack surrounding enemies with a laser. Keep an eye out for opportunities to use reaction commands, even if the laser attack is parried. Looks kind of like a floating droid. Okay. And the Nobodies. Another annoying new nobody, the Dancer. A dancer, a high-ranking nobody. It skates around the ground and quickly moves away when approached. Wait for the end of its attack to retaliate. When it approaches with a low posture, look out. If cornered, it retaliates with its buddies using kicks and other attacks. Fight carefully when outnumbered. Fairly vulnerable to Magnet. And that seems to be all the journal entries. Let's beam up. And we'll proceed with our adventure in the next episode. This is Atlantica. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.